I think one of the most common pieces of advice that people give is just be yourself. I'm sure you've all heard that before. And for a really long time, I thought, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Until I started asking which self, like the self that I was when I was 10, the self that I was yesterday after I got my heart broken, the self I am when I'm alone. Which self are you referring to? The self that I am with friends, the self that I am when I'm afraid, when I'm in fight or flight mode, the self that I am when I'm confident or delusional. Like people talk about authenticity as if it were this like single true version of you that's kind of hidden somewhere beneath all of the masks of like social life. Like there's some kind of real version of you that's just waiting to be discovered. But honestly, I've never been able to find that person. Every time I thought I had figured out who I was, something happened and I changed. Like suddenly I wanted different things. I wanted to try new things, believe different things, cared about different things, focused on different things, had an interest in different things. The person that I thought was my authentic self, turned out to be temporary. And honestly, in a way, I found that actually really comforting because a lot of people are, I think, suffering under the pressure to be authentic, right? They're constantly asking, like, is this the real me? Is this a real version of me? Am I being genuine? Am I living according to my true self? And the more that they ask, I think the more trapped they become. Because now it's not just living, it's monitoring themselves, you know? Like as soon as you acknowledge this version of yourself, it disappears. Because you're trying to like make sure that you're being the correct version of yourself. But I think the truth really is that there is no final version. Like what if you are not something waiting to be discovered? What if you're something that just kind of keeps happening in spite of what you're doing, you know? Like you just inherently are something unfinished. You are something in flux, in a mode of change, something that can never be pinned down. Maybe the problem isn't that people like wear masks. Maybe the problem is believing there is a face underneath the mask that doesn't change. I feel like I've worn a lot of masks in my life, and some were forced on me, some protected me, some helped me survive, and I'm thankful for those. Some helped me become something totally different. Yeah, I don't regret those masks because every version of me was real when it existed. Like I didn't betray myself. It wasn't fake. It was just temporary. And maybe freedom doesn't come from finding your authentic self. Maybe it comes from realizing that you don't owe permanence to anything, any version of yourself ever. Like you are allowed to outgrow yourself and contradict yourself. Maybe that's what freedom is. Maybe that's what like authenticity is. Liberation of the self, whatever you want to call it. Like you are allowed to be something new every day. And anything that keeps you from that is probably not in your best interest.